Hello, friends. I'm here with Dr. Richard Schwartz, who is the author of Judaism and Vegetarianism, Judaism and Global Survival, among many other books and articles, President Emeritus of Jewish Veg, and President of the Society of Ethical and Religious Vegetarians. He is Professor Emeritus at the College of Staten Island, New York, a father, a grandfather, and Baruch Hashem, now a great-grandfather. He has since 2016 lived with his wife in Israel. We're here to talk today about his new book, Vegan Revolution. Vegan Revolution. We both got it up there. Saving Our World, Revitalizing Judaism. Dr. Schwartz, if you know, many of you have been vegan since yesterday or since a week ago or 2 years ago, or maybe you're working on it for tomorrow. But Dr. Schwartz has been on the front lines for decades, advocating and teaching and writing, and has influenced so many of us. Dr. Richard Schwartz, thank you for taking time to talk.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and thank you for all you've been doing, and best wishes for much continued success.
Amen, amen. So Dr. Schwartz, why did you write this book? Why did you write this book, Vegan Revolution?
Okay, well, one reason is, very unfortunately, the world's heading toward a climate catastrophe, and there's more and more evidence of that, more and more scientific warnings, and we see warnings, wildfires, storms, et cetera, and unfortunately, there's no way we're going to avoid that climate catastrophe without a major shift to vegan diets. Also, the veganism is the diet most consistent with basic Jewish teachings in order to take care of our health, to treat animals with compassion, protect the environment, help hungry people, serve natural resources, and to seek and pursue peace. So there's a strong case in Judaism for this, and also it's essential the revolution had started, but that it continue and all that in order to have a decent world. And thank you, you mentioned children, grandchildren. Thank God, I've been blessed, great grandchild. In order to have a great, decent, habitable world for them, it's got to be a major shift toward vegan diets.
Amazing. So what do you see in Israel? Like, what's happening with the vegan culture in Israel these days?
Okay, well, I've been here 4 years, and Israel is actually the vegan capital of the world, a higher percent of vegans in Israel than any other country. And it's been a revolution in so many plant-based foods there, some of them with a texture and a taste so close to that of the meat from animals that people who have eaten meat for years can't tell the difference. So there's been tremendous progress, and I expect it to continue, especially, thank God, for the young people who are seeing the very negative effects of animal-based diets and agriculture.
Amazing, amazing. So there's so many pieces here, this why Jews should be vegans, the vegan revolution, health, treatment of animals, climate catastrophe, the environment, hunger, peace, the fishes of the sea, veganism and animals' rights, the future for cultivated animal products, living as a vegan and a Jew. Do you think that veganism should be, kind of a small fringe part of the Jews, or do you think the whole Jewish community should ultimately be vegan?
Oh, every single Jew should be vegan, again, because it's consistent with the basic Jewish teachings, again, on health and hunger, the environment. And also, it's the ideal diet in a sense that it was the diet of Gan Eden. When God created human beings, put them in the Garden of Eden, and it was strictly a vegan diet. And also there, by the way, God put the human in the Garden of Eden to work the land, but also to guard it. So we're to be co-workers with God in terms of protecting the environment. Also, in the ideal time to come, the Jews yearn for the Messianic period, that will also be vegan, according to Rav Kook, first chief rabbi of Free State Israel, based on that powerful prophecy of Isaiah, that in that ideal time, the wolf will dwell with the lamb, the lion will eat straw with the ox, no one shall hurt nor destroy in all of God's holy mountain. So this is an essential part that should be for every single Jew.
Let me ask you, so in the Torah we learn humans are created b'tselem Elokim. We're created in the image of God, the pinnacle of creation. How do you think we hold on to both the idea of human rights, of humans created in the image of God, of human dignity, while also saying, okay, so animals are not humans, they're not created b'tselem Elokim, and yet we have a great obligation to them. How do we hold both of those ideas?
Okay, well, again, being created b'tselem Elokim in God's image should mean that we imitate God's compassion, God's mercy, justice, etc., etc. And as it says, we are Jews supposed to be Rahmanim b'nei Rahmanim, compassionate children of compassionate ancestors, imitating a God. According to Psalms 145:9, compassion is over all of his works, all of his creatures. So it's certainly not inconsistent. Only humans are created b'tselem Elokim, but God is concerned about that. Every day in the synagogue services, it says, Baruch Merachem al haaretz, Baruch Merachem al habriot, that God's compassion is over the earth and all of God's creatures. So there's certainly no inconsistency there. And of course, many Torah laws on compassion for animals, tzar barakayim, so important, as you know, it's part of the 10 Commandments, where not only are we as human beings to rest on the Sabbath day with God as well, and we're not to sit down to a meal if we have a pet unless we make sure that pet is fed first. So again, many laws about compassion for animals.
Very interesting, very interesting. So one last question for you today, I think. How does change come about? Is change primarily about legislation? Is it about education? Is it a spiritual movement? Is it about corporate products, alternative products? What do you think is the pathway towards the vegan revolution?
Well, I think education is the most important thing. I mean, thank God Judaism has these powerful teachings on taking care of our health. I often think, as you know, the 613 mandates, mitzvot, commandments, and only one of them has the word ma'od, very nishmatem ma'od v'nafsho techem. And of course, 610 can be overridden if a life is in danger. They say pekuach nefesh. So the teachings are so strong. So I hope that other rabbis will join you who are doing so much and letting people know that the Torah is so strong on compassion for animals and taking care of health and in terms of the environment. And it's essential because, again, it's not just my opinion, but it's such a strong consensus that the world is heading toward this climate catastrophe. We may soon hit, unfortunately, a tipping point. They say already Greenland is melting so fast that it's beyond the stopping point. It's reached the point of no return. So I hope you'll continue and you inspire many more rabbis and many other Jews to get involved, because this is the biggest moral, political, economic, spiritual quest for today. So keep up your good work.
Friends, I really believe in addition to this being a general ethical mandate of how we think about future generations in this world, and how we think about our moral responsibilities, this is a deeply religious commitment. At the essence, halachta bedrachav, imitatio Dei, that we want to be like God. God is loving and compassionate. God gives the blessing of life, of existence. And to be like God is to protect life, to act compassionately and loving towards all sentient creatures, towards all of God's creation. So friends, check out Professor Richard Schwartz, The Vegan Revolution. Thank you so much, Dr. Schwartz, for all your good work. You should have good health and strength and long life.
Thank you. Wish the same to you.